Have you ever asked your person with the aphasia something simple like, honey, what do you want for dinner? And all you get back is a blank and heavy stare. Maybe they've got a funny look on their face. And you think, oh no, they're mad at me. Stay tuned and we will talk more about this. This episode is about those exact moments, the ones where you walk away flustered, confused, and hurt. And by the end of this episode, you're going to know how to pause, reframe, and use a simple filter I call ACE to figure out what's really going on without carrying blame that was never yours to carry. This episode is for every care partner who feels like they're walking on eggshells. Your person gives you a look, a sigh, a frustrated movement, and suddenly you're wondering if you did something wrong, if they're mad at you. But the truth is, that look you're reading as potentially anger might be the accumulation of fatigue or overstimulation or an empty gas tank or overwhelm, or just what the internet loves to call resting bee face. I talked about this briefly in the last episode, and we are building on this concept in this one. But there is a way forward, and I'm going to teach you all about the ACE filter. A wife once told me that she dreaded asking her husband any questions. Every night she braced herself to talk to him because it was the look on his face or his body language or as a mix of both and that stare that he would give her. And she just always took it to heart. So she wanted to avoid those moments of conversation. Well, what will that do to a marriage, right? You don't want to go talk to your person because you think they're mad at you. That's not how we build connection and relationships. But later she realized that the face he was making had nothing to do with anger. It was more for him the effort of holding the words, of processing information, the weight of the fatigue of the circumstances going on around him. And sometimes it was just his baseline expression since he had had his stroke. Misreading your partner's facial expression or body language can hurt. It hurts your relationship. If you're thinking he's always angry, he just won't look at me, he won't make eye contact, he's shutting me out, he doesn't love me anymore. But it might not be that at all. And it breaks my heart every time I hear these stories or I read about them in the Facebook groups, because you're interpreting something that may not be there at all. So care partners, spouses, you need to take a neutral approach to understanding your person with aphasia. These facial expressions may have absolutely nothing to do with you, but the cost is detrimental to your relationship because you might go into a situation thinking he's mad at you or that you did something wrong and you come in defensive or accusatory. Your tone of voice may not be what you're intending, but because you're misinterpreting what you're seeing from your person, you go into that conversation maybe with guns blazing. Think about how confusing that is going to be for your person with aphasia. So if you come in with an emotion and it's not the right emotion for the situation, they're also going to react to it. So now you guys are completely missing each other. Here's the tool. ACE. Is it aphasia? Is it cognition? Or is it emotion? Whatever your interaction is with your person with aphasia, if you're perceiving something, I want you to be a detective and to understand where a reaction could be coming from. I don't want you to react to whatever you think you're perceiving. I want you to stay neutral, because that's how we work through relationships and connection. Because when you treat every look as personal, you add tension. You add a layer of complexity that doesn't need to be there. You might feel attacked and your partner might feel misunderstood. So by using the ACE filter, you shift into detective mode. Be like Sherlock Holmes with the magnifying glass. You observe, you take notes, you look for patterns. And over time, using this filter, it can help break that cycle of blame and build actual connection. So this week, I want you to reflect. First, I want you to reflect on something that may have happened this week in your communication, and I want you to look at it through the ACE filter. And then, starting the moment you hear this, your next interactions for the next 24 hours, I want you to go in neutral. And then use the ACE filter to think about, how did that communication interaction go? Instead of reacting, run it through the ACE filter. And then I recommend you take some notes, because sometimes letting things roll around in your head is not the right way to process information. Write it down. Make it concrete. Was it really an aphasia breakdown? Is it cognitive overload? Or is it true emotion based on what you guys are talking about? The face that you see is not always the story that you think it is. Using the ACE filter, you don't have to guess anymore. You'll be able to get to the root of it and depersonalize these interactions with your person. With ACE, you don't just survive the moment, you can change the meaning of it. If this episode resonated with you and you're a hardworking care partner, we recommend you check out our Care Partner Compass. It's free. It'll help give you clarity about your strengths and struggles, and it helps you to build your own roadmap to go forward. The link is below. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.